Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge des Autsaid Podcast. Mein Name ist Paul Voss. Bevor wir gleich zum Gast der heutigen Sendung kommen, möchte ich euch gerne den Partner dieser Episode vorstellen, und zwar das ist Ministry. Wer mich kennt, weiß, dass ich nicht sofort auf jeden Hype irgendwie aufspringe, aber in dem Fall muss ich echt sagen, dass mich das Produkt voll überzeugt hat. Es geht um das neue Bicarb Gel 40 Lemon von Ministry. Es ist das erste Gel, das 5 Gramm verkapseltes Bicarbonat und 40 Gramm Carbs kombiniert. Klingt technisch, wirkt aber. Ich habe das Gel ausgiebig in Rennen getestet und was soll ich sagen, gerade in der zweiten Hälfte vom Rennen, wenn du eigentlich denkst, jetzt wird's langsam zäh, da kam nochmal richtig was. Kein Stress mit dem Magen, aber deutlich mehr Druck auf dem Pedal. Besonders wenn es bergauf geht oder wenn du nochmal eine Attacke fahren möchtest. Das Bicarbonat ist verkapselt, kommt also nicht in dem Magen an, sondern im Dünndarm, da wo es hingehört. Und die Carbs, 40 Gramm im 1:0,8 Verhältnis Glucose zu Fructose. Das heißt, du kannst das Zeug auch wirklich umsetzen. Es ist vegan, clean und kein Quatsch drinne. Und offenbar bin nicht nur ich davon überzeugt, sondern ihr da draußen auch, weshalb es schon mehrmals ausverkauft war. Wenn ihr benachrichtigt werden wollt, wenn es wieder ein Restock gibt, dann geht auf ministry.com und meldet euch da an, um diese Benachrichtigung zu erhalten. Den Link findet ihr wie immer auch in den Shownotes. Nun aber zu meinem heutigen Gast. Ja, ich habe mir heute den Jasper Ockeleon aus den Niederlanden hinzugeholt. Jasper ist eigentlich seit Anfang meiner Gravel-Karriere ein ständiger Konkurrent von mir. Ist, ich würde sagen, mittlerweile einer der etabliertesten Rennfahrer, die wir da draußen haben in unserem Bereich in Europa. Er ist zweimal Beach Race Europameister. Wir reden auch dazu später und erklären mal, was Beach Racing eigentlich ist, weil das ist eine sehr holländische Angelegenheit. Er war schon Dritter bei The Hills dieses Jahr, eines der ersten großen Rennen in Italien. Er war Zweiter bei Tracker 200, Zweiter bei Belgian Rough Ride California und hat auch schon Gravel Locos gewonnen. Dazu hat auch schon Gravel Locos gewonnen. Dazu ist er der Gründer von Sockeleon, den schnellsten Socken, den es auf dem Markt gibt. Zumindest ist das sein Claim. Wir werden auch dazu mit ihm sprechen und mal nachhören, wie es dazu kam, dass er Sockenhersteller geworden ist und was wirklich die schnellsten Socken da draußen sind. Also viel Spaß bei viel Spaß bei dem Gespräch mit Jasper. Hey Jasper.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, nice to have you on the podcast. We spoke about it for quite a while to have you here as a guest, but I was always moving it, but now you're finally here. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm still at the office. The packages of today had to be picked up. Normally they come at 4, but they didn't come and they didn't come. I think it's busy with the traffic jam, around Amsterdam.
Yeah.
So now it's, and then I was watching the tour and now it's already 6 o'clock. And they're not here still. So I don't know if they still come. But then I thought, let's do the podcast also from my office.
Yeah, I mean, I have seen pictures of your office from your out of office Wednesdays when you usually post something. Then sometimes you can see the office, but it looks quite big. But we come to it a bit later because it's also a really interesting story around your whole company. And before we get to my questions, we're gonna do this or that game. I'm not sure if I call it like that in the recent episodes, which I did on English, or I used other names, but it's basically I give you 2 options and you say either of the options. So not A or B, but you say, let's say beer or wine, you say beer or wine. Depends what you like,
Yeah, I understand.
So, and it's 18 questions. So yeah, let's start.
Okay.
One buy or 2 buy?
One buy.
Gravel bike or beach bike?
Beach bike.
45 or 50?
45. I can interpret it. I was thinking about gears, but now I think you meant tires, so then I go for 50.
Rent it yourself or take it to the shop?
Rent it yourself.
Wine or beer?
Beer.
With or without alcohol?
With.
Flat white or cappuccino?
Cappuccino.
But you know there's a difference, huh?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Because some people don't know that. Girona or Amsterdam?
Girona.
Race suit or jersey and bibs?
Race shoot.
White or black socks?
White.
Sitting on or pulling?
Sitting on.
Ride by feel or by power meter?
Ride by feel.
Spirit of gravel or all out racing?
All out racing.
Play it safe or take risk?
Take risk.
Stick to a plan or go with the flow?
Stick to the plan.
Niki Terpstra or Laurens ten Dam?
Laurens ten Dam. He's bondscoach, so I have no choice.
And he's also the godfather of Dutch gravel.
Yeah.
UCI Gravel World Series or Gravel Earth Series?
Gravel Earth Series.
Unbound Gravel or UCI Gravel World Championships?
No, World Championships.
Okay, that's the right answer. All right. So, I mean, there are a few things which I kind of would like to get more into detail. First of all, beach racing. So people out there will now ask themselves, what the hell is beach racing? So I think you need to explain that to our listeners. What is beach racing?
Yeah, I get that
because
question a lot.
You're also two-time European champion in that category. So on that discipline.
Yes. Yeah, beach racing is something that's like really popular in Holland and Belgium in the coast region. It's racing. It's a kind of mix between mountain biking, road racing, and cyclocross. You should see it like the mix of all three. We race on like mountain bike frames, but then with drop bars and with really wide tires. And the races normally have a distance of like 1.5 hour, between 1 hour and 1.5 hour. And it's like a combination of tactics, technical sections in loose sand, especially when you enter the beach or when you exit the beach, or when you have to turn. And there's a lot of wind also at the beach. So it's also like sometimes you have a headwind and then it's really hard to break away. And sometimes you have a tailwind, and then the speed and the tailwind and the rolling resistance of the loose sand makes it like really, really hard. So I love that discipline, especially in wintertime when it can be quite cold in Holland to train with wet conditions.
It's even colder on the beach riding through the water.
No, it's a lot warmer on the beach actually. Because it's so sandy, the water soaks into the sand. And it's way drier than when you're on the beach than when you're on the tarmac. So
really?
Yeah, and so like the beach, you can always find like a dry spot on the beach, and the water goes inside. And there's also a big area behind the beach with the dunes. It's like a mix of a little bit of altitude, dunes, and beautiful forest. So in the winter, that's my favorite area to train. We have like a loop in the north of Holland, and it's called NH100. And it's like designed by Niki and Laurens, and it's like their training loop in the wintertime. And we do like the first 2.5 hours we do from north to south through the area next to the beach, through the dunes. Like it's a bit more technical, a bit more altitude. And it's not allowed to ride there anymore after 10:30. So we always start at 8 o'clock, and then we do 2.5 hours southwards, and then we enter the beach. And when you're lucky, then you have a tailwind back, and then we fly back over the beach, and then we finish with the mountain bike course in Schoorl, also with quite some altitude meters. And it's like a really cool lap. It's pretty hard, but it's still doable in winter because it's dry, and because it's so hard, your heart rate is high, and it's like great fun to play there in that area.
Okay, nice. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I always see it on Strava, your loop, or you're going up and down, and then you do that loop, obviously. But yeah, it looks interesting. Also, as I can see, like a lot of like Belgium and Dutch pros coming as well, huh? Like from the World Tour, like Alpecin in de Koenig has a few guys there usually, and then also Quickstep, Soudal, or however they're called right now, and some other pros.
Yeah. The story I'm most proud of is that I was racing with Thijs Zonneveld. He's like my friend, so we were like
He's also
teaming up a
journalist.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we were racing against Jonas Rickaert, Tim Merlier, and Bert van Lerberg. And I had really good legs because it was quite a technical loop in Belgium. So I was like attacking from the start, and I was like going away all the time. And then in the end, we did the final with Tim Merlier, and we had to sprint. But he out sprinted us like crazy. But just before the finish line, there was like a quad that was supposed to be in front of us, but the quad took like a different line through the sand. So the quad followed like the coastline, and we followed like the dunes, because like sometimes you have to pick the right line, and then where the sand is better. But then he had to cross us to be at the finish line first. But he came in so hard that Tim Merlier he was like way ahead of us, but then he had to jump off his bike to avoid a crash with the quad. And then Thijs almost still passed him, so it was like a really spectacular finish line. And then there was a movie of it, and it went like really viral. So yeah,
okay, nice.
That's cool for me to race with like the famous road riders and even do the final with them.
Yeah, nice. But like before we move on to your like how you started cycling and so on, but like, what bikes are you using? I mean, I see always like these hybrids between like gravel bikes. Some use mountain bikes with like a rigid fork. Then you have like these massive tires, which you are also using now in gravel races. So it looks like that Schwalbe is producing tires just for the Netherlands and Belgium, because I think nowhere else these tires are used. So just explain quickly like how a beach bike looks like.
Yeah, for the beach, you are like the sand is so soft that you go into it. So you want to like float on the sand. So you want to really have like the biggest surface touching the sand as possible. So you need like the widest tires possible, and we put like really low pressure and really wide rims to really float on the beach. And Schwalbe has like the fastest tires for that, like really supple tires, big ones. They're called without any tread pattern. And when we race them around like 0.6 bar, so really soft. So you're like always like bouncing a little bit, like with cyclocross, but then with way bigger tires. And that helps you to float better over the really loose or the really wet parts.
Yeah.
Because when sand gets wet, it's also like really, really hard. You know, that's like one of the hardest sections.
Yeah. Okay.
So we use frames that have the clearance enough to put that big tires in. So it's normally a hardtail frame with a rigid fork. And then because we have like tailwind sections with really strong straight tailwind and no corners, we average sometimes like 60k an hour for a section of 10k. So we put like big chain rings in front. I'm usually racing a 48, but people moving to 50. But with this big tires, it's even heavier than on a gravel bike, for example.
Yeah.
And then 10 in the back. So it's like, modified bikes, and it's hard to fit the big chainring also on a mountain bike frame, because normally they go till 38 or 42. So it's actually this bike is like a gravel bike, but it was ahead of the gravel bike, but with bigger tires. And now also the gravel scene is moving a bit in that direction.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Okay, let's jump into your cycling career. How did you come to cycling? Because you are from Dordrecht in the Netherlands, and you're now
Yes.
living south of Amsterdam. Is it right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So how did you start cycling?
That's long ago. Yeah, I started because my dad was in the tourist club, and
Sorry, I forgot to mention your age. You're 35, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
35.
Okay. Yeah.
So my dad was in the tourist club, and when I was like 4 or 5 years old, I did like a local thing. It's called like fietsvierdaagse. So it's like 4 days of bike riding on normal bikes in the night, and it's like small laps of 10, 20 Ks. But my only goal was to pass everybody that started in front of me in that in that tour. And then my dad said, because he was already at the cycling club, but also at the tourist section of the club, he said like, yeah, you should try and start bike racing at the racing cycling club at the youth. So then I think when I was really young, like 8 years old, in age cat 1, it was called in Holland, I started bike racing. So yeah, I'm already pretty long bike racing.
But what did you do first? Like, was it just road, or did you do everything? Like
I
gravel?
started with
Not
road.
gravel. Gravel wasn't existing, but like mountain bike, cyclocross.
Yeah, I started then with road, but when I got like 11 years old, I started also to doing cyclocross. That was pretty popular in my area. I drove with my parents all the time to Belgium and to the south of Netherlands to do all the cyclocross races.
Mm.
And yeah, I really liked that technical aspect already back then. And then when I got junior, I was national champion on the road. And then I went to the Rabobank Continental team for roads. And then I moved a bit away from cyclocross and I focused on a road career. Unfortunately, I was not as talented as you, so it was hard for me to like get to World Tour level. So I stayed always in continental level. My highlight of my career was that I got like second in the Tour of Azerbaijan in 2015, behind Primoz Roglic in the GC. That was the year before he went to Belkin.
Mm.
And then I stayed all the time at continental level. I lost a bit the challenge because I was racing at the same level, and I would really love to move up to another level, but I didn't got like any spot. And then I decided to focus more on Sockeleon and do more off-road racing. So then I moved to mountain biking, and then I tried mountain biking marathon and also cross country. So I took part in Alpstad cross country and in Nova Mesta, two like famous XCO races, which was pretty cool, but like also really hard. I think I started like with start number 100 and I finished around 70th place. So it was not bad, but it was hard, and I saw that it was not possible to become like in the top 20 of the world in cross country. And then I kept going on mountain bike marathon. I really enjoyed that. It's quite similar to gravel actually, maybe a bit more technical, but it's also like long off-road courses. And then gravel came up, and I was there early and slowly moved more into gravel. So yeah, I'm really happy actually that the gravel chance came because it suits me quite well. I can use like my technical skills and physiological. I'm also like not that explosive, so like a longer effort is also better for me.
Yeah.
And I have all the experience from road, mountain bike, and cyclocross, so it's a good mix for me.
Is it in the Netherlands the same? I mean, in Germany, it's a bit like that former mountain bike marathon courses are now gravel courses. Is it same in the Netherlands that like the organizers change to gravel racing?
Sometimes, yes, but not all. We also don't have a lot of mountain bike races, but some are now like open for both. That's also actually pretty interesting because
I saw that
you can.
you did a few races where some guys were on mountain bikes and you on gravel bike.
Yeah. That's really, really funny. I like that because then you can really pick every bike you want and you start to rethink everything because you don't know what's faster. If you have to pick on some courses, if you have to choose between a mountain bike or a gravel bike, it's like, yeah, I like that challenge to think about the best, fastest setup, and yeah, it makes it quite complicated. But it's cool, and like the gravel 150 that I did this weekend. There's also some mountain bike marathon races that they organize in almost the same area. But this race was always a gravel race. And the other races, I think they now opened it up also to take part with gravel bikes, but you can also still race on the mountain bike. So it's not like one or the other.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we have not so many because it's like really, really difficult to close a big mountain bike loop for traffic and to organize a race.
Yeah, it's the same in Germany. So I guess we have the same issues. How important was actually Laurens for you in the early years in gravel? I mean, it's not that. It feels long time ago, but in the end, it's like after COVID or like during COVID when it all like really like started and like got bigger and bigger. Like, which role did Laurens play there for you?
Yeah, I have a really big role. To be honest, it's not that he like personally invited me, but he's quite big in Holland. He lives close and he has a podcast, and he was just telling the story that he was doing gravel in the US and how he enjoyed it, how he experienced cycling after his career, and I really really liked that story. And Ivar also, and I'm working together with Ivar Slick at Sockeleon, and he's one of my best friends. And he was also like ending his road career with the continental level and looking for a new challenge. So then we thought like, yeah, why don't we go together with the plane to the US and race in Unbound just like Lawrence is doing. And that's actually how it all started. So yeah, Lawrence influenced us to do gravel.
And it was also then for you guys, I think when you came over and you won Gravel Locus, and then a few weeks later, Ivar Slick won Unbound 200. And that is where it all started for you guys. But you have been mentioning Sockeleon now a few times. When did you start the company? So just like before we come into like what Sockeleon does now and with like the fastest socks and so on, but like why did you start Sockeleon and when?
I started it like I think in 2010, so already quite long ago. When I is that true? Yeah, around 10. And then I was just racing in Italy, and there was like a guy. He was selling socks from the truck of his car.
Yeah, I know him. I think everyone.
You know him?
Yeah. I think everyone knew him because there were like always these guys with the trucks at the Italian races, and I sold just like these plain socks, usually.
Yeah, and like really cheap. So everybody was buying like 5 pairs or 10 pairs for all the season for themselves. And but also he was only that like one time a year or 2 times a year he was like at the race. So I thought like, yeah, that's really good socks. They have like the right height and a good price. So I went to him and I bought like every sock he had in his car and brought them back to Holland. And then I started selling them with through Facebook. And that went actually really good. So everybody was, oh yeah, I can now buy that socks like all year long. And
but for me, it was how many socks did you buy? Like, do you remember?
Yeah, it was like I think 500 pairs.
So how many euros was it then? Like
It was like €1,000, I think, back in the days,
really
or
just
1,100.
€2 per sock or something?
Yeah, it was like crazy cheap. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah, right.
I also negotiated a bit, but yeah, that was really cheap. That's what why everybody was also buying. So then I brought them here, and but then I sold them through Facebook. But it was like quite a hassle to everybody add all the time, like the payment and the address. And then I thought, like, yeah, I should make a system that it's way easier. So then I started to build my own web shop, and then I started to evaluate like my sock shop more into like a sock brand. So then I started looking for other suppliers where I could like produce my own sock with my own logo, and also like develop different models with different knit structures. And then it was like a long game of every year doing a small step extra. And keep. I always believed that it could be like really, really big, and I still think I can grow like way bigger. So yeah, that keeps me motivated to go to the office between the trainings and work really hard to grow the business and get awareness all over the world.
Yeah. How hard was it to get the right like production facilities at the beginning, like to find the right places and to find the right knit and so on? Was it actually easy, or was it a bit of a hustle?
Like one step is not that hard, but it's like a lot of small steps and a lot of trial and error before I found like the suppliers I'm now with, and to build that relationship, to understand the product, to test, to know what can go wrong, what's good. So yeah, it's more a game of the long run, I think.
Yeah. And before we started, you showed me your office, which looks like, from that perspective I see now, like really professional and big. And you showed me like 6 working spaces, and then you said like underneath you is the warehouse. So how many employees do you have now?
I have like 6 FTE if you calculate in full 40-hour work weeks. But it's like spread over 12 people. I work a lot with part-time cyclists or professional cyclists that work part-time with me. That together is what you come to the 6.5. And I like to give people also the chance to race and to also develop in another way in a company. And I also like to add that performance thinking and spirit into the company, to be critical at our products and to try to really bring something into performance for the athlete.
Do you own the company yourself, or do you have a partner?
No, I fully own the company myself. Yes.
And how you cope with like the responsibilities? I mean, of course, it's your own company. If it goes to shit, like, then yeah, money is lost, but like still, it's like 6 people is not that little. And also, I think a lot of people know you now, or like know the company. So like, do you feel any pressure there, or is it still like, all right, I'm just keep growing, still being professional cyclist, and do it 50-50? Or is it more like 70 Sockeleon, 30 being professional cyclist?
That's the balance. I'm like struggling every day. So it's like a tight balance, but I like it to combine it, because when this, on the one hand, you challenge yourself really with like mentally with thinking and stepping out of that really small bubble of cycling and only thinking about race results, injuries, and training in your shape. So that can get also a bit boring and can get a lot of pressure on you as an athlete. And on the other hand, it's nice when you're like in the company, that you can also challenge yourself mentally to have different struggles, like how to hire people, how to do stock management, how to to develop products. There's quite some overlap, so it's easy to test the products and to give them to other athletes to test them. So I like to combine it, and it's hard to put a number on like percentage wise. When I'm at home, I try to be like 3 days here in the office, and do the training around. So yeah, that's quite busy, to be honest. If you want to do like a 20-hour week of training, and you have already like 3 days in the office, then you have at least one of those 3 days to also do a proper training after office time. And then all the other days you have to do like around 4 hours of training. So yeah, then you have not so much time anymore to visit your family or something.
Yeah.
But I like it, and I have also like the luck that my wife Rihanna Marcus is also a professional athlete. So she understands how it is to race at a professional level and to do cycling. She also understands Sockeleon, and we can also train together, and that makes it a bit easier to do like the same things when you're not at work. You can have more time together when you're cycling, for example, or when we go on the training camp, or we meet at races. So that makes it a bit easier to combine it.
Yeah. I mean, as you also obviously a businessman, how do you see the business model of gravel? So when you started back in 2021 or 2022 with gravel, and then you run Gravel Locos and so on, and then suddenly sponsors coming to you and saying, right, we want to give you X amount of money that you ride our bikes, that you ride our tires, and so on. How surprised were you like by the I don't know if you could call it business model, because I still don't think that some have a business model. They just give you money and have actually no idea what they want from you. It kind of feels sometimes. But I don't know, maybe you disagree, but like at least it often feels like that there's still no real idea what to do with this gravel. So everyone wants to be part of it because it's growing fast, but it's sometimes hard to see really concepts behind it, or like a direction it's going towards to. But what is your perspective on it?
Yeah, it always makes me happy actually to think about gravel, because it's one of the only parts in cycling which has like quite a good business model behind it. And that is like that it's a participation sport. So instead of road racing, where like 100 elite athletes or maybe 150 are racing, and the rest is spectator, and it's really quite hard to earn money at the spectator. In gravel, like for example, last weekend there were only like 150 men elite races, but there were like 2,500 of other people, like age group racers that are participating in the sport of gravel. So yeah, that makes it firstly for the organizer way easier to have a proper event, have a make some money and put that back into the event. But also for your partners, the products you're using, there are like 2,500 people that are like potential customers, and they see the products you're using, they're interested in the products, and I think that is like a really, really good thing about gravel. But also, if you look not only at the competitive part of gravel, first I thought it's maybe a bit of a hype coming from the US. But when I actually started to ride on my gravel bike, not only in the wintertime on the beach bike, but also in summer, instead of the road bike, on the gravel bike, I learned that your like route network and around even your house getting so much bigger, and there's so many more options to do cool laps and to explore your home area, or even areas where you went a lot of times for training camps on the road. There's like completely new areas. So yeah, that's also gives you so much more fun in training, that it's that I like it.
And do you see like crossroads between like your own brand and then gravel, so that let's say, your participation in gravel events and your success in gravel has pushed also your own company?
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to measure, of course, but yeah, I think always when you put effort in something and you go out of your home and you go to places, that it makes an impact. And while I'm running an e-commerce brand, sometimes you think like, yeah, I can do everything online and see the data and run ads. Still going to places and meet people, talk to people, being present has a big impact.
Yeah.
So actually now for Sockeleon, like the US is our third market after Netherlands and Belgium. So
And
yeah, that shows also that it had the effect that I was racing there already for 4 years, because it was way easier to open up the market than other countries where I didn't race so much.
but how do you ship it then now with like I think now at 10% tariffs, I think, or maybe Trump has pushed it up even more. I don't know how it is today as a recording, but
No, me neither.
yeah,
I read this morning that he wanted to push it to 30, but I think now it's around 10.
yeah. And do you ship directly from the Netherlands to the US then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we have socks, so it's quite a small and light package.
Yeah.
We ship with we have two options: just a normal PostNL, which is like comparable with Deutsche Post.
That's really quick, man. Your PostNL is sometimes quicker than the German DHL when I order something in Germany. So occasionally you send me socks, and then I literally, like, you send them Monday, and when I'm lucky, they're there on Wednesday. Also,
Yeah. So they are pretty fast to Germany, but PostNL is not so quick to the US. But they're like cheap. But that takes like between 7 and 14 days. But we then offer also UPS Express shipping, which is a bit more expensive. But that is like between 2 and 3 days. It's in the US.
crazy. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're
And we
also near Amsterdam, which makes it, I guess, easier from Schiphol, also logistic wise.
Yeah, it sounds like that, but I don't know how they logistically organized, if it makes an impact.
Yeah. I mean, before you already talked about like that you kind of like the technical part of the bike as well. So like I mean, I personally know that you like to try out with tires. You're using different bike setups, different bikes, even switching pedals and so on. How geeky are you actually? And yeah, how much, or let's say that way. At one point you developed the fastest socks on Earth. At least that was your claim. How did you call it? Or say it.
Fastest sock on the planet. Yeah.
So maybe we can come to it later. But how much time do you put into like tech stuff in general? Like, do you do research, or is it more like, all right, I'm just gonna go out there and try doing my training out different things?
No. I really like to really try to prove things and to use like the things I learned in school about how to do like the good research and how to tell a trustworthy story, and how to it's really hard actually to simulate the real world, but to try and be as close as possible and to understand which of a difference everything makes. So with the socks, my goal was to make the fastest sock of the planet, but to in that process to first to find out how I could prove which sock was the fastest was already like a lot of work, in which I discussed with a lot of people at TU Eindhoven with the wind tunnel, but with so many people. But yeah, because an aero sock and a normal sock is quite a big difference. But to find the differences between two aero socks is like a really big challenge. So I had long debates with them, because my goal was to simulate the real world as good as possible. So I would like to be on the bike myself and then test the different socks, and then say, okay, this is the fastest sock and this is the slowest sock. But during that debate with the people there, they told me, yeah, we've had so many tests and we did so many tests with closing with people that it's really hard to get the measurement error down so much that you can really prove that the difference between the two aero socks or the two time trial suits, because a difference in position makes a really big impact, and it's really hard to be as a rider in the same position between every run, because it's like also 3-dimensional. So you can put a camera from the side, and you can put the surrounding of that of your position on the ground, so you have feedback of your position, but then still the measurement error can be quite big. So then we decided to go with the dull. It was not my preferred scenario, because like skin is of course different than a dull, and the dull, the legs are not moving. But what we did know was that the dull was always in exactly the same position, and when we changed the socks from time to time, we did know that the difference came actually from the sock, and the measurement error was really small. So we could measure differences between socks. But then you got like a lot of other circumstances that were like speed and wind angle. When you dive deep into something, it gets always more complicated.
Yeah.
But because I really wanted to be as honest as possible and as clear as possible. So then we found that for every different speed, there was like a different model of sock was faster. So then to tell a true honest story, then we decided to launch like different socks, which were tested fastest on the dull for different speeds. In that way we try to come as close to prove the fastest sock on the planet.
Yeah.
But in the end, we also told the story that it's also personal. So we know that for somebody with bigger legs, you need, of course, a different shape and a bigger sock than for somebody with smaller legs. So above the standard socks for the different speeds, we have like one really fastest sock of the planet, which we put on the website for €1,000. And that is like a sock in which you get like a personal consult, and we go with you personally to the wind tunnel, and we ask like in which course you wanna perform, which is the wind direction, which is the temperature, because some materials are too hot, and we measure your leg, and then you get like a personal samples based on the consult, and we're going to measure the ideas we have that would be fast, and then we're going to prove you which sock is really the fastest for you.
And did actually someone already bought it?
There was one guy from Canada, a triathlete who bought it.
Okay.
So that was quite cool.
Yeah, and I mean, I have seen like a few guys and girls using your socks while being on World Tour teams at like World Championships and so on. I think Marianne Vos won on your socks last year at the World's Gravel Worlds as well. And are teams buying socks off you, or are you a supplier to teams? So how does it actually work? Or do you sometimes don't even know who is buying your socks, and then you're surprised by who is using it?
Yeah, sometimes I'm surprised. Like last year at the World Championships, I was watching and I saw Pogacar on his like extremely long solo attack, and I saw he was like wearing white Arrow socks, and then I was thinking, are these mine socks? And then I was checking like on Instagram from pictures to see from the side, because we have like a golden heel. And then I saw a part of the golden heel in the shoe, so then I knew that it was like it were my socks. And then we looked back into the web shop, and we found that Novak, his teammate, placed an order, so he gave him the socks. That was like a really cool moment.
yeah, I can imagine, but it happened already quite often. It's like because sometimes you share it on Instagram, obviously, because you're rightly so proud of it. But yeah, it's crazy. Then and so beside like Pogacar using your socks at the Worlds last year, do you supply to any World Tour team?
We do, like it's
unofficially.
Unofficially, yeah. We did produce for MAP For Jayco, their socks and gloves and shoe covers. So sometimes we produce white label, and sometimes we produce for riders. But it's quite a challenge to be an official supplier, actually, because normally the clothing brands are like claiming the whole package, and they have more money to spend. So it's like quite hard for me to battle with them. But last year, we made a deal with the Dutch Federation, which we are very proud of. So now we're official supplier of the KNWU, the Dutch Federation, and so at the World Championships of gravel, mountain bike, road, in all categories, so not only elite men but also elite women, juniors, U23, we are official supplier of socks, which we are very proud of, and we are now planning on how to activate that around the gravel worlds, whereas also the age groups and a lot of categories. So
and it's in the Netherlands, so your home race. Yeah. How excited are you actually for the World Championships in the Netherlands? I mean, last year it was in Leuven, which is Belgium, but it was already big. I guess Maastricht will be this year around Maastricht. It won't be any smaller. So, are you really excited for it?
Yeah. I'm really excited. Yeah, I think in Leuven was already a big party. I always say Paris Tours was on the same day, but nobody was talking about Paris Tours because everybody was looking at Worlds of gravel. So I think that's really cool. It was a big party. It was live on television, and I expect the same in Holland. So I'm really excited. I haven't seen the course yet, so I don't know how good it will suit me. But I'm excited to race close to my home and with such a big competition and big names. And normally when the level is pretty high, I can always adapt quite well. I like to race with the big stars.
And do you have any information about the course or nothing at all?
I heard that it was like around 2 to 3 loops of 50k and then a straight to Maastricht. So the start loop of 50k around Beek, which we do, I think, 3 times. And then 20k to Maastricht, which was with the hardest hills.
Oh, okay.
I don't know anything more.
Okay. So even your good connection to Laurens doesn't give you any more information, because I guess he has no hands in this time, as it is.
No, I think in Limburg they have to approve the course first before they wanna tell something.
So, and what are your goals for the next years in gravel? I mean, you're now 35, so you have plenty of years left. As I'm 5 years older, 4 years older than you, and I'm still racing. So,
I fully agree. I want to keep going like I'm doing now. Like I really like the races. My wife Rianne is also. She just signed a 3-year contract at Little Track, so she's also still racing a lot. So I like what I'm doing now, and I want to keep going. My contract is ending after this year. Some things are happening. They want to be a bit more professional. But I really like it here. I would like to stay, but some things are changing, so I'm not 100% sure if I will stay. But I would love to keep going like this.
Yeah. So on your side, is nothing decided yet, like for who you're gonna ride and how the setup gonna look like?
No. I'm currently talking to my current partners and some potential different partners. Nothing is decided yet.
Yeah. How do you see gravel evolving? Do you think it will be dominated by team tactics in the future, like on the road?
No. not all races, because like the same with cyclocross, some races are just so hard that tactics is impossible to use, and you just need the strongest legs to win. But some races, like for example Unbound, is really team tactics can make a big difference, or vehicles can also make a big difference there.
Yeah, if you have your vehicles, you don't need you don't need a team. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think? I mean, like you already said, like at Kenny, there will be changes, and we hear it, or like I can hear it from like different directions that the other constellations there will also be like bigger changes in the future, and I mean, we already see kind of like gravel teams out there which are not that well organized yet. So I mean, that do start as a team, but yeah, they're not really playing their cards rightly. But I also think that in next year's like some races, especially Unbound, it will be, if you want to win Unbound in the future, I think you need a team. To win there as an independent rider will be hard in the near future.
It's going slower than I expected, to be honest. Like this year, I would expect Panama to dominate more with the team. But I think we always during the year keep forgetting how much of a factor luck is in Unbound, and you need then so much luck still with the team of 3 or 4 good riders to be with more in the front, that it still didn't happen. I think too much, but if you start with a team of 10 good riders, then you will be probably with a couple of them in the final, despite all the bad luck you can have. But I don't know if it's good or bad. I think you need to just adapt to how things evolve, and when there's more team tactics, you would be stupid not to play also your team tactics and go with it, or you will be falling behind and lose races because you don't adapt fast enough, I think.
Yeah. And do you have actually like a dream scenario how you will like gravel to develop?
Dream scenario.
I mean, maybe also just for yourself, like which like setup you would like to ride. Not, you don't have to name sponsor or so, but like how you will like to be, when you look forward 5 years or something.
Yeah, I really like how it's going now. That I'm like a privateer. I can make my own calendar. I have my own sponsors, my own preferred sponsors, which I can pick myself, and I pick because I like them the best, and not because they are like with the team I'm riding for. I also like to be in contact with the sponsor, try to do a little bit of R&D. Also with Schwalbe, I did like a lot of work close together and try to give feedback and to together understand better what's the impact of different factors within tires on rolling resistant, puncture resistant, and grip. So I really like that part, because with Sockeleon I'm doing the same from a brand perspective, and I'm also an athlete, so I like to be in the middle and do it good for both parties. But I also like to be in a good supported team where you have the biggest chance on the best results. But I don't know. I don't know yet which direction I will go, to be honest.
Yeah. What are your races for the rest of the season? Like, I'm gonna see you on the weekend at Rad am Ring, on the Nürburgring. Is it your first time there, or have you been there with the car, race around with the car?
No, it's my first time. I hear always stories about the 24-hour race.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my friends ask me to take part on that, but I don't know. I think it's quite boring. So
no, it's not. I did it.
No?
I did it already a few times. I'm gonna do it this year again. So I'm gonna do the gravel race with you, and then I jump into like an 8-man team, and I think it's my 4th or 5th participation, and I love it. It's really enjoyable. The atmosphere is nice, and the nice is really going down like this really steep descent, fast descent in the night, and you're doing nearly like 100 k's an hour or even over 100 k's an hour, and you have the feeling you start flying, because in the dark everything feels even faster, and it's just like insane feeling. So I can really recommend that event. Yeah.
Okay, I got asked actually this morning by a team if I wanted to participate in their team, but I didn't. I told them, I don't know how tired I'm after the gravel race, so I don't know if I can still race with you in the team and be of
Is it a
value.
4-man or 8-man team?
8-man.
Yeah, man, do 8-man. It's fun. You like in the end you're riding maximum 4 hours, so in total, and it's really enjoyable. It's really nice, and the atmosphere is nice, and it's everything but boring. It's really cool.
Okay. And what time does it end?
So I think the gravel race starts first, and then the 24-hour race starts behind us. So it starts at like 12:30 or something on Saturday and ends then on 12:30 or 12 on Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
I will think about it again.
Yeah. No, but it's really, I mean, your sponsors there as well, and it's a nice event, so I really can recommend it. And it's getting bigger and bigger. It's sold out so quickly, but it's also getting cooler and cooler. So more and more like actually nice cycling clubs coming there. Like it's more diverse, and it's a nice event.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So but after that, what else is on your program this year?
I'm going to Sweden UCI series. I'm going to Hufalys. I like it because it's like, they changed it this year, but last year it was always quite technical. And what I'm doing more, European championships and worlds. We also have nationals. That's
And
all
your
in
national
like end of
championships
September.
is always the same, huh? Always one road rider wins, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so boring. Like they always make like a lap of 6K, just like almost a square of gravel roads, and then
Yeah.
there's like Conti teams coming with road bikes with 10 people, and it's like really hard to win, and it's like a total different ball game than the normal races we do.
Okay,
So yeah.
And then gravel worlds is your last race, or you're gonna do something else?
No, I'm also going to do a gravel burn actually.
Okay.
Are you there as well?
No, I'm from like, as we have now the Europeans even earlier than I thought it is. It's like to peak for Europeans going then until Worlds, and then like, even trying to stay on the bike for another couple of weeks for gravel burn. I don't know. I don't feel it. It's like if gravel burn wouldn't be that expensive in any way. I mean, even if you get a free entry, you still have to pay like for the trailer. So it's like it's not for free. It's just I just too much money for like not
It's like
not
a
knowing
bike
that
holiday.
Yeah.
It's your holiday, man.
Yeah, but
what do you want more than a holiday? Like full organized courses, like camping with friends and other athletes and having fun.
I would
No
like
pressure anymore.
I would like to do proper holiday.
What are you doing on your holiday?
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't imagine
yet
that you are doing nothing at holiday.
I know. Of course, I'm not doing nothing. But for me, doing a 4-day stage race, even though I can't take things easy. So if I go there, I want to perform, and being there and not being able to perform the way I want to perform, it's stressing me out more than it actually makes me to relax. So it's like, I better say, right, I'm not going and spending that money on like proper holiday where I'm more relaxed.
But have you never tried to go just to a race to do it for fun, and to like performance is like your second goal? And sometimes for me it works even better.
Yeah, Rad am Ring is that way. I mean, I'm of course I want to perform, but I'm like not really like stressed about the gravel race and the road race really. But no, I'm too I'm too competitive. I mean, you should know that by now. I'm just like always kind of focused, and that's just my nature, and just how I am. So I need that that's my fuel. Yeah, just how it
Yeah,
is.
I'm close to you, but I'm also thinking like after Worlds, World is my big goal, and then Burn is like a bonus. And I go with Ivar in the camper, and Nikki's there, and just like, yeah, I think it's a cool way of having holiday when you already have no pressure anymore. Also, not from yourself.
Yeah. Maybe next year. I don't know. I mean next year the Gravel Worlds are in Australia, so I guess a lot of people will stay over there, maybe including me, to enjoy Down Under. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm fine with not going. It feels like everyone is going there, so it's okay if I'm not there. No one will miss me, so I can be somewhere else.
I will miss you, Paul. I will miss you.
That's good to know. And it's also a nice end that you will always miss me. No, Jasper, many thanks for your time. And yeah, but we made the little Sockeleon X Autsaid socks, Aero socks. And I don't
Yes.
know, I have them here at home. Maybe, yeah, we just give away like 5 pair of them or something. Yeah. How we do it? Did the first 5 comments under the Instagram post, or?
Yeah, we should have thought about this earlier.
Yeah, but
maybe the 5 best comments.
The 5
most inspirational comments.
Yeah, let's do that. The 5 most inspirational comments who getting the most likes will get each a pair of socks, and underneath that Instagram post to that episode on the Autsaid Instagram channel, yeah, you will find your way to it, and then yeah, we will send it out. Yeah, you have like 2 weeks time to do that. That are the rules.
I'm also curious to some of the questions you asked to me. How do you look like at the future of gravel, for example?
Oh man, it's like in my mind I have kind of like a blueprint, but to be honest, I don't really want to talk publicly about it because I have a few years left, and then at one point my career will end, and I don't know in which positions I want to be in the sport, and maybe I can be in a position where I can implement certain things and maybe like help to develop the sport. So yeah, maybe on like a cold beer somewhere we can talk about it, but I'm not going to do it in a podcast in the near future because yeah, it's still growing in me. But I kind of yeah, have some ideas. Yeah.
Good cliffhanger.
Yeah. Stay tuned. All right, man. Then see you on Saturday at the start line on the Nürburgring, and then hopefully also in the 24-hour race. You will enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Okay, see you.
See you.
Ja, vielen Dank, dass ihr bis zum Ende der Folge zugehört habt. Es gibt übrigens jetzt auch neues Autsaid X Maloja Merch, also das Trikot und die Hose, die ich fahre, Weste, Langarm-Trikot, ein T-Shirt und ein Longsleeve. Allerdings nicht mit meinen Sponsoren drauf, also einfach nur das Design mit Maloja-Aufdruck. Genau. Den Link zu den Klamotten haue ich euch auch unten in die Shownotes, weil mittlerweile hat Maloja einen Online-Shop, auf dem ihr die Sachen dann direkt kaufen könnt. Bis zum nächsten Mal.